Okay, today we're tackling a recipe that I've seen online a bunch recently and I'm very curious about. Today we're making bacon stuffed onion bombs. What I like about this is the fact that I have pretty much all of these ingredients already in my house, so it gives me an opportunity to kind of raid the fridge and the freezer and get rid of some things, and hopefully we'll end up with something delicious. So I have 2 onions right now. You can see that I've already cored one of the onions. I'm going to give you a couple of quick lessons of what helped me, so maybe you don't make these same mistakes when you get started. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to cut both sides of the onion. You want the onion to be able to lay flat on the smoker, and then we're going to core the onion. And really, you just want to get in your onion, and you want to make sure that you leave the bottom intact, because that's what your meat is going to sit on. So I'm going to kind of run my knife around the perimeter of the rest of the onion and kind of get that out, give us a nice a little bit more diameter to get some of this meat in. I think that the corer has done its job for the most part, and we can get the rest of this out pretty simply with the knife. Now let's move on to step 2. You can see here that I've gone ahead and diced some mushrooms. I also have diced a small jalapeno in here. I'm only making 2 onion bombs right now, so I've grabbed about 3/4 pound of meat. I'm going to hit it up with a little bit, probably 2 tablespoons of the Stockyard Landing all-round, all-purpose rub. I've really been loving it. You've seen it in my other videos. So let's get that in there. And then we're really just going to incorporate this all together, and we're going to stuff the onions. We've gone ahead and gotten this pretty incorporated. It's loosely binded, it's seasoned, so this could be the tricky part, but let's get it in the onion. Remember, you don't want to put too much in there, but you want to have enough to have a nice meal, so kind of stuff it down in there. I'm going to try to force a little more on these suckers. Don't want to overdo it too much, but is it hype or will it be a hit? We're going to take the bacon and we're going to wrap the onion. It should take about 2 slices to each side, and you're going to want to use a toothpick to kind of hold that bacon together. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rub this a little bit more on the bacon and on top. And then we're going to put it on the smoker at about 275. I'm going to smoke it up with hickory and a little bit of B&B lump, and we're going to get it to the meat to a temperature of about 155. Ooh, you could really hear that sizzle. Let's get them tacked up with some sauce all over. That's going to give them some nice color and a little bit of flavor. And then I'm just going to let these sit here a little bit longer and get them to an internal temp of 165. But we got one more step left before we do that. I mean, the hype is real if we put cheese all over them. Well, they look great. We got one final step. I had sauced them up with that Mr. Pigglesworth barbecue sauce we used in our pork steak video. Now I'm just going to make this a little bit more decadent and get some cheese on them. I'm going to let that melt up. Shouldn't be much longer. Pull them and eat them. We are in the resting phase. They smell delicious. I'm going to let these sit for about 10 minutes. And then I'll sit down, cut into them, and let y'all know what I think. Based on smell alone, once again, I'm thinking they're a hit. They're not hype. Quick peek in the center of the burger or bomb, or whatever we want to call it. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. Here we go. The moment of reckoning. All right. Let's go in for the real thing. Without any further ado, get a little bit of everything on this bite. I want to know what it's all about. Okay. So, it's a little sweet from the onions in the sauce, and it's very savory from the rub, and a little bit of that umami, earthy flavor from the jalapenos and the mushroom. So it's pretty good combination. I think it lives up to the hype. I think that this can be a hit. I'm going to prove it. I think the hype is real, but only you can be your own judge. So get out there, get on your smoker, and give these onion bombs a try. Bombs away.